This is a weird video. I'm thirsty and I need chapstick. In this video, I took all of the highest rated backpacking gear on REI.com on an overnight backpacking trip.
Ta-da! Ah! Okay, it's fine.
Shoes are highest rated.
Uh-huh.
Pants highest rated.
Uh-huh.
Trekking poles highest rated.
Uh-huh.
Fleece highest rated.
Uh-huh.
Grayl water filter. Pack.
Yep. That one tasted like lunch.
This is my show, gosh darn. So all of this gear that I'm surrounded by gets the highest customer rating on REI's website in its category of gear. So we have the highest rated backpacking tent, the highest rated backpacking sleeping pad, sleeping bag, sleeping bag, and pack. Take two. I picked all of this gear based solely on the star rating, and then I put this all together into a backpacking kit to take it on a trip.
All right. So I am here at a Georgia State Park, Providence Canyon, and I'm gonna be spending a night on the backcountry trail. 3-mile wide trail back, yeah, we're going that way. All right, woohoo. This is awesome. So far so good. I love these boots right now. So I'm using waterproof shoes, the Adidas Terrex. They're Gore-Tex shoes, but even then, like hiking in sand that's wet, I think I keep expecting to sink really far down and like get my foot soaked. Ah! Yep. It's quicksand.
When I went on my backpacking trip, I didn't break these in at all, which is not something I recommend, but these actually wound up being really comfortable for an overnight, and I found them to be spacious, waterproof, easy to wear, just like generally really comfortable. These are definitely my favorite backpacking boots. I definitely think they deserve their highest rating.
Hold on, can I take a little picture? Woohoo! Oh my gosh, it's a palm tree?
We get to walk behind Miranda for a living. She's up there just talking to herself. And we're back here shooting stuff, talking to ourselves.
Hello, plant. What are you doing here? I know you're probably thinking, I could ask you the same thing. Hi, it is so nice to meet you. This is the coolest freaking plant. Awesome. We'll name you Roberta. Later, Roberta. My pack is definitely a little bit heavier than I want it to be. Honestly, I'd guess that there's probably about 30 pounds in this bag, and it would probably be a lot more comfortable if it was like 15. That being said, this bag is still, like, it's really comfortable. I don't want to say it is not comfortable, just because of the way that I've put all of my gear together, and because I wound up with some like really heavy gear that's not designed to go in a lightweight 45-liter pack. It's not as comfortable as it should be.
Once I picked up this bag in my tent, this is when I really like realized just going based on reviews alone was gonna give me this really bizarre mixed up kit, because I wound up with an ultralight pack and a really heavy tent that was considered a backpacking tent. The Facet actually did an awesome job of carrying the weight. I liked all the features on it. I found it really comfortable. Boom, Gregory, Facet 45.
Great, onward. Oh, look, we found water.
On this trip that I took, I was hoping that I would get to use the Grayl more, but as it turned out, we didn't cross a ton of streams and it was only an overnight trip, so I didn't really get a ton of use out of the Grayl. I was surprised that this came up as the highest rated filter on REI's website, but I think that the main reason is that while it can be used for backpacking, it's honestly best for international travel, because it is not only a filter, but also a purifier, which means removing viruses or killing viruses, as well as bacteria and protozoa. People love it. Of all the products that I took, this one has the most reviews and also one of the highest star ratings. So here's the Grayl. This is your dirty water container. You like fill this up in a stream and then push this container with the filter down here through the dirty water. I can't get any leverage while I'm sitting. Ugh. Boom. Grayl water filter.
All right, on the way to the camp. Oh God, okay. Remember when I first started backpacking, like the first trip I went on, I was so uncomfortable at camp, you know? Like I was a little nervous about the nighttime. And now I feel like I get so excited about going to camp as if it's like going home. Super excited for camp. And also I have to poop. Trekking poles, trekking poles. Trekking poles.
I don't generally use trekking poles on backpacking trips, but I thought it would make sense to look at the highest rated trekking poles because they're just so commonly used by backpackers. I was really happy to see that the highest rated poles were ones that have these cork grips Cork grips are way more comfortable on your hand. You don't get as sweaty as you do with like the rubber grips. And I just find them like way more comfortable. If what you're looking for is your first pair of trekking poles or a pair of trekking poles that's gonna be like super durable, comfortable, pretty color, easy to use, then like these are fantastic. I will say this is my negative review. I promptly lost the little tip covers. I like took them off and then just like immediately lost them. So 1 star. See, this is why reviews are bullshit, because I could go onto the website and I could be like 1 star, I lost the tip covers. Trail, Ergo, Cork, highest rated trekking poles on REI.com. With the things that are like gendered, like my boots, the pack, the sleeping bag, even the trekking poles, these are the highest rated women's items. You might find that the like men's version of the Facet 45 isn't the highest rated pack, or the men's version of the Free Hiker isn't the highest rated boot. Yeah, reviews are all like really subjective. So like, you know, if you're just looking at stars, you're not gonna get the whole picture. Whereas if you're reading the reviews and getting an understanding of the people who wrote them, that's gonna give you like the most information.
Oh, big spider, look at it. Cool. Oh, look at its body, look at those legs. It's like wearing furry boots. All right, there's our tent site. This is great. Whew, man. Ah! This is awesome. Good morning. We have a Cali breakfast bowl. Well, I just dumped some on the ground. Coffee of the day. We got some Starbucks instant coffee.
So this is the MSR PocketRocket mini stove kit. This kit has the PocketRocket stove. It has a little handle for the pot, a lid, the pot, and then a cup on the bottom. You all might know that I really love my current cook kit system, which is the Snow Peak Gigapower and my collapsible Sea to Summit kettle. But using a small pot like this and using a new stove actually made me realize that there are a lot of benefits to having a cook system that just stores in a small container like this. It definitely made me reconsider my stove kit. The biggest thing that I didn't like about the stove is that the PocketRocket does not have a piezo lighter. My Snow Peak has this little push button lighter that turns the stove on. That being said, the PocketRocket does come in a deluxe version that has a piezo. So if I was gonna replace my Gigapower, I would probably go with that version. I did love how quickly it boiled water, and I'm pretty sure that the boil time was faster with the PocketRocket than it was with my Gigapower. I think that this totally lives up to its rating.
So this is the REI Trail Hut 2 tent with a printed rainfly. I was actually really surprised when this tent came up as the highest rated backpacking tent on REI's website, because it honestly is pretty heavy. I think that probably the reason that customers rate this tent so highly is that for the cost and for the simplicity, like it's really a fantastic tent. One of my favorite things about this tent is actually this door that rolls way back so you can actually see up like at the stars. I love that it came with the footprint. Like you can see the footprint's already attached to the body.
If you're looking for a tent that's gonna be like really simple to set up, that has a lot of interior volume, like a lot of space on the inside, and might be good for backpacking and for car camping, then I think this tent is awesome. But as like just a backpacking tent, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it just because it is so heavy and it is so bulky.
Sorry. Let's talk about my sleeping pad. So I used the Nemo Quasar sleeping pad. This thing was so comfortable. This sleeping pad, the Quasar, has all of the same features as my sleeping pad, the Tensor, but it's thicker, it's rectangular, so it's a little bit heavier. I don't think that I would rate this sleeping pad higher than my Nemo Tensor. That's just because I don't need the extra padding. I don't necessarily need the extra insulation in the sleeping pad, and I don't like having a rectangular sleeping pad. This is the Sea to Summit Altitude 2 15 degree. This bag is pretty spacious. It's not like super mummy shaped. So there's like this snap here. There's a little pocket on the inside. And then there's another zipper on the other side that zips partway down. There's a little draft collar. And then there's this like snap system on the bottom. It says quilt lock system. And I think that that's designed so that if you are using this with a quilt, you can like attach it. I feel like I can't properly say whether or not it deserves its highest customer rating because I haven't used these features yet.
Both Nemo and Sea to Summit have like their own system. And so using two different like brands in this instance was actually like not great. And they both worked really well. Like the sleeping bag wound up being really comfortable and really cozy. And I like love how comfortable this sleeping pad is, but they would have been better used with like their own brand stuff. Does that make sense? Like this would have been better with the Sea to Summit sleeping pad, and this would have been better with a Nemo sleeping bag, just because they're designed to function together. And actually, okay, hilarious thing about this sleeping bag specifically, at least half a dozen reviews that I found of this sleeping bag commented specifically on liking the color. They were like, 5 stars, I love the color. Never has buy it because it's cute been more true than with this sleeping bag.
One thing I didn't talk about is my headlamp. This is the Black Diamond Cosmo. This is a 300 lumen headlamp, and this is the highest rated headlamp on REI's website. This is actually a newer version of the headlamp, and the one that I wound up getting is one that has a dual fuel option, so you can either use AAA batteries or you can use a rechargeable battery cell that Black Diamond makes. What I like about this Cosmo is that you actually have 2 buttons on here, one that turns on the white light, and then if you press the other one, it goes to the red light. And then if you hold them both down, it will flash and lock. So that locking system is really cool. Great little headlamp. Okay, I am going to pack up my tent and load up my bag, and I know I have some other reviews to share with you all. Let's get out there. You don't want to miss this second day. There was a hair on it. Here we go. Whew, that is a steep drop off. Oh, you can kind of see the canyon. Here we go. Oh man. Whoa. Wow, this is so cool. This is not at all what I expected. Totally fascinating. Wow. This is awesome.
When I bought all of my backpacking gear for this trip, all of the clothing that I wore was the highest rated backpacking clothing on REI's website, including like my socks and even my underwear. But there's 2 main pieces of clothing that I want to talk about a little bit more in depth. The first one is this Kari Traa Rothe fleece. So this was the highest rated backpacking fleece on REI's website, but most of those reviews didn't reference backpacking at all. And I kind of feel like the main reason they got that high rating is because it's comfortable and it's cute. And while I didn't love it for my backpacking trip, I have worn it around a lot since then. So just like another reminder that just because something is like in a category or like listed as good for something like backpacking or hiking doesn't mean that it's necessarily best for that activity. The other piece of clothing I want to talk about are the Athleta Headlands cargo tights. These things are awesome. I love them so much that when we came back from our trip, I actually went online and like gave them another 5-star review. They have this durable nylon stuff on the front. They're water repellent, they've got cool pockets, they're high-waisted, they're comfortable, they're stretchy. Yeah, I really love them a lot. These definitely deserve their high rating. Yeah. Come here, buddy. I know you were so good. Yeah. Oh. And we're down. All right. So now that I have like walked through all of the highest rated backpacking gear and I've taken it on a trip, you might be wondering why I did this. One key point that I'm hoping I've made with this video is that you should not do this. Like, do not build a backpacking kit based solely on star rating alone. But individually, each of these things deserve their high rating. They're just not meant to work all together. One of the points I'm trying to make in this video is that while customer ratings, reviews, all of that stuff is really good to help differentiate between gear and find something that might work well for you, but that shouldn't be the only factor that you're using when you're buying your backpacking gear. There are so many different types of backpackers out there, and there's equally so many different types of backpacking kits out there. So something that's best for me might not necessarily be what's best for you. Hopefully this video has given you a better understanding of how to use customer ratings and star reviews to build your best backpacking kit. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the REI channel, and subscribe to my channel, the Miranda in the Wild channel, and I will see you all in the wild. Bye.
This is kind of a funny question. We in Zion? I swear I know you from somewhere.
You watch YouTube?
Yes. Yeah, I know you from there.